Exercise 1A.
I'm really happy you made it home. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm so relieved.
I can't believe my bus broke down in the middle of the longest tunnel in the city.
I know. I saw it on the local news before you texted me. At first, they said the bus was on fire. I was really worried. Then they said there was no fire, just a lot of smoke.
It's true there was a lot of smoke.
Was everyone okay?
Yes, no one was hurt.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, and the bus driver was great. She helped everyone stay calm until the police came. Then we all walked out of the tunnel and they put us on another bus.
What a relief. I'm glad it's over. And I'm glad I wasn't in the traffic jam behind your bus.
Okay, so what happened? First of all, generally speaking, what was the situation with the bus? Aaron?
Broke down.
It broke down, right? Yes. Now, who helped the people on the bus? So who helped the people that were on the bus? So who was
I
it?
think
Who?
the bus
Yes.
driver helps everyone in the bus.
Oh, the bus driver, right? Who was this? I'm sorry. Was it Pablo?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So the bus driver. Yes. So we would say the driver and also the police, right? And what did they do at the end? Did the people inside the bus stay there or what happened? What was the kind of solution that they found for the people? In this question, it's not there, but I want to ask it. What happened towards the end? So what was it? Jonathan.
They walked out of the tunnel and they put them on another bus.
Okay, so yes, they ended up putting the people on the other bus, right? Okay, so here is the script, and here, as in other exercises, there are some phrases to show or express concern, and there are other phrases to show or express relief, okay? Now, we're gonna go ahead and fill those blanks with the appropriate answer according to each category, okay? So we will start with expressing concerns. Number 1. So we're gonna do 2 and 2. So the first person will be 1 and 2. So, oh, well, only one. Jonathan, number 1, only.
Okay. Are you all right?
Okay, are you all right? Yes. Wendy, next one.
I was really worried.
Excellent. I was really worried. Thank you. Armando.
Was everyone okay?
Yes, is or was, depending on the tense, right? Yes. Ismael, number 4.
I'm so relieved.
Okay, I'm so relieved, right? Number 5, Aaron.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad to hear that. Excellent. And Paola,
What a relief.
what a relief, right? Yes. Thank you so much. So obviously there's a lot more, but maybe for basics, we can keep this ones. I will show you a few more later on in the presentation, but this is what we have for now. So let's move on. Now we have here a conversation between Ruby and her friend Marina. So we're gonna pay attention to what did Marina do this morning and if she was successful or not and why, okay? So let's listen to this audio.
Lesson 6.3, page 59, exercises 2A and 2B.
So, Marina, how was your job interview this morning?
Really great. They offered me the job.
Wow, congratulations. What a relief.
Yeah, and everyone was so friendly. I was really nervous, though.
Of course, a job interview is a big thing.
Okay, so what did Marina do this morning? So first of all, or do you need me to play it one more time? Okay, I will play it one more time and pay attention to those two questions, okay? What did Marina do this morning and if she was successful or not and why, okay? Here we go.
Lesson 6.3, page 59, exercises 2A and 2B.
So, Marina, how was your job interview this morning?
Really great. They offered me the job.
Wow, congratulations. What a relief.
Yeah, and everyone was so friendly. I was really nervous, though.
Of course, a job interview is a big thing.
All right, so what was it? What was it? Ismael.
She was a job interview.
In a job interview, right? Yes. And was she successful or not? And why?
Yeah, she has success on the interview.
Yes, she did, right? Excellent. Okay. So she was successful because she actually got her job. Now, at some point in the conversation, she gave like this contrast idea. So whenever we use the word though, it's because we're giving like a contrast idea of something that we previously said. So, for example, they give us here, was everyone okay? Yes, no one was hurt. That is one idea. It was a dangerous situation though. So this positive idea of no one was hurt was something good, right? But still, that situation itself that was dangerous, it's something kind of negative. So that's kind of contrasting one sentence to each other, okay? That's why we actually use the word though at the end whenever we give situations in contrast. And if we are writing it, we have to include a comma and then the word though, okay? So no one was hurt. That's one idea. That's maybe positive, but it was dangerous situation. So instead of saying no one was hurt, but it was dangerous situation, in the spoken language, we can say no one was hurt. It was a dangerous situation, though. So at some point in the conversation, Marina gives a contrast idea. Okay. So let's see what was the contrast idea and what was the phrase that she did say about like positive on her ideas. So let's listen to this again. Make sure to pay attention to the actual contrasting idea and when do they use though, okay? So let's go back.
Lesson 6.3, page 59, exercises 2A and 2B.
So, Marina, how was your job interview this morning?
Really great. They offered me the job.
Wow, congratulations! What a relief.
Yeah, and everyone was so friendly. I was really nervous, though.
Of course, a job interview is a big thing.
All right, so what was those two contrasting ideas? So Ismael.
Her coworkers are really friendly, but she was really nervous.
Okay, so maybe the coworkers were friendly. That's something positive. But on the other hand, she was feeling nervous. So those two ideas, even though that the people were friendly, she still felt nervous. And that happens to all of us, right? So yeah, the contrasting idea was that she was nervous. All right, let's move on. Now, going to another topic, this is about saying unstressed vowels at the end of the word. Don't forget, and I always insist and I always say, don't forget that letters are not the same as symbols. Why? This is a great example of why. For example, in the word really, if we took a look at the letter, it ends with the letter Y, which is a consonant, right? However, in sounds, really, we actually end with E sound, right? So it is not necessarily a consonant, but a vowel sound. So this case in particular shows us that letters are not the same as symbols and that we have to be careful on how we identified all the sounds. So here I'm gonna play you an audio about the sound of the letter Y and just the sound of the letter Y. Not saying that it is a consonant, it is a vowel. It's just the letter Y, not the sound. So the letter Y sounds like E, right? Really. So let's listen to it carefully.
Lesson 6.3, page 59, exercise 3A. 1.
Really? I was really worried.
Worry. I was starting to worry.
Okay. So as you can see, the Y, it's pronounced as E, right? And E, it's a vowel sound. So let's go ahead and pay attention to the way they pronounce the words in bold, how they pronounce if they actually pronounce it the correct way, okay? So if we hear that they did say the final vowel sound, at the end of the words that are in bold, then we put yes, a Y, right? And if not, if it was not fully pronounced and they kind of were different in the sound, we will just put the letter N, which is no. All right, so let's go ahead and practice. Here we go.
Lesson 6.3, page 59, exercise 3B. 1,
Please walk calmly to the front of the train.
2,
Please fill out the form clearly.
3,
Did you enter the password correctly?
4,
Did everyone arrive safely?
Okay, so let me play it just one more time and then we will proceed on it identified just to make sure. Here we go.
lesson 6.3, page 59, exercise 3B. 1,
Please walk calmly to the front of the train.
2,
Please fill out the form clearly.
3,
Did you enter the password correctly?
4,
Did everyone arrive safely?
Okay, so number 1, yes or no? Aaron,
I think it is yes.
yes. So yeah, calmly. They did pronounce it fully. Thank you. Number 2, Jonathan.
Number 2, no.
No, right? They say something like clearly or something like that. Thank you. Number 3, Ismael.
Number 3 is yes.
Yes, right? Correctly. They did kind of emphasize that last vowel sound. Thank you. And Alan.
No.
No, right? Same thing as clearly. They said something like safely or something like that. All right. So questions on this? Thumbs up if everything is okay. Thumbs up. Sounds good. All right, you guys. Well, let's move on then. So here I got for you some other expressions to show relief and concern. So some other can be thank God for that. I'm glad it's done. Thank goodness for that. Oh God. Oh good. And that's a relief, right? And then some concerning expression. I'm really worried that, and then you complement it with the situation. I'm afraid that this might happen. I couldn't stop thinking that maybe this could have happened to you, or what if? Remember those situations that we always have in mind, like what if I do this, or what if on that situation I had have done this or that, and you look worried. Is everything okay? That kind of remind me of the example of Jonathan. Whenever we see someone that's kind of concerned, right? So those can be other options as phrases. And I'm gonna show you, well, I'm gonna share you, I'm sorry, this this part of the slide so you can have it for yourself, because we're going to do an activity, a small activity. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a script. Unfortunately, because of time, we are not able to present the script, but I want for you that in your own team, create a script similar to the conversation that we just took a look at the beginning, um, or anything that comes to your mind. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same way. I want for you to change the situation, the phrases, show relief, show concern. If you want to show even the contrast idea, like the use of though, you can do that as well. And instead of sharing it on the chat, I'm gonna create an assignment on Teams. So don't forget to include the names of the people who are working on it, okay? So here are different options of situations. Obviously, you can come up with your own. You had a very important exam today, your pet disappeared, or there was a problem at your soccer game, there was a flood in your neighborhood. You will be the ones that decide the situation. But I need you for you to make a script and then use phrases of expression to show either relief or concern. All right? Questions on this? Questions on what we're going to be doing? Thumbs up if everything is clear. Okay. So since time is passing so fast, I want for you to go ahead and go to your teams. Maybe friend coming back from Teams, I will be taking roles, so make sure that you come back to the call, okay? So go ahead and go to your teams, go now, and then I'll see you at 2:05, okay? So come back at 2:05. It's now 1:47. So start going to your teams. Hello, hello. So, those of you that are listening to me, you can go ahead and upload your script. As I mentioned, we will not have the chance uh to perform it, but at least I want to save it as a practice that we had, okay? So, let's go ahead and move on. All right. Let's see how many people is here. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are here. Okay, 7 people. How about the rest? Are we here? Let's raise our hands. Okay, okay. All right, you can lower it down now. Thank you so much. So let's continue with our next topic of the day. Okay. As I mentioned to you, we're gonna go kind of fast on this too because I want to cover them before the weekend. So let's continue. Now, what do we have here on this picture? Ismael.
It is a drone.
It is a drone, right? Yes. Thank you so much. Now, do you think it is a helpful tool? What's your opinion on that? What's your point of view? Is a drone helpful for us? And Jonathan.
Yes, they can do so many tasks. For example, I don't know. I see a little camera. For example, we can record some sessions or some scenes. What else? Charge some, I don't know, packs or boxes. If the drone is is big, yes, are so helpful.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it is a helpful tool that we have. Excellent. Anyone else that wants to give their opinion? Any other opinions? What do you think about the drones? Do you think they are a good, helpful tool? Or is there something bad about them? Alan?
Well, from the good part, I think that they can help. It can help to, I don't know, if you're taking photos or videos, you can uh, take like perspectives. Yes, that with other thing is more difficult to do. I think it will be the only thing that can do that also. And from the bad part, I think that it can be dangerous if you have like, of if you are like in a public place where are people. I think that for drones, mm, need to be like, how how can I say, managed by people that know how to use it. I don't know if I express me very well.
Okay, so maybe you mean like some sort of control, right, over the drones.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe it can be a dangerous tool. It is an awesome tool to have, but also can be dangerous. And Samuel.
Can be used by firefighters to put out fires.
Okay. So maybe we can see a good side of using drones, and then there's this other side, right? Where it can be something against us. So excellent. Thank you so much. Now, today or the next topic that we will be discussing is about giving our own point of view, right? Depending on topics, we usually and are constantly talking about our opinions, our points of view. So this is going to be something in relation to that. And this is part of 6.4. So first of all, just by looking at the picture here with this huge drone, what things do you think a drone can deliver or cannot? So if it would have get to the point that drones are delivering packages, what things you think drones could deliver and what are the things that a drone could not deliver? So what are your thoughts on that? So what things can you imagine a drone can deliver? Let's think about if we would have received things from Mercado Libre or from Shane, from eBay, from Amazon. What would be the things that we can actually get by a drone or that a drone can deliver that package of? Jonathan?
Maybe they can deliver books, food, I don't know, and then some pictures. Why not?
Okay, so some pictures, depending, right? Depending the articles. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And then Aaron?
Maybe they could deliver small packages, something that's not has too many weight and not too fragile.
Okay, excellent. Yes, so maybe small packages, maybe things that are not that fragile. Yes. And Ismael, did you wanted to say something? Or you regret about saying it?
Yeah, I think the drones in the actual times don't cannot deliver stuff because the distance they they can travel it's limited with the actual technologies.
Okay, so maybe there will be a problem with distance, right? Yes, and even people stealing our packages. What if it's at the same level of like this drone that it's on the picture? What if someone just comes and gets the whatever packages and things like that? Well, we will go ahead and continue. So I will play a podcast. And first thing that we have to listen to is what is this interview about? Okay, let's listen carefully and give me like the main idea of this podcast. Um, Let me go ahead and play it. So focused on the main idea. what's the main purpose of this podcast? So here we go.
Lesson 6.4, page 60. Exercises 1B and 1C.
Traffic. It can cause a lot of problems, like traffic jams, noise, and pollution. Today on Talking Tech, we're discussing an interesting solution to the traffic problem: drones for delivering packages. And who better to discuss the topic than Elsa Fisher? She works for Giro Home, a startup company that plans to deliver packages by drones in the future. Welcome, Elsa.
Thanks, Doug.
So tell us, how are drones going to solve the traffic problem?
Well, they aren't going to solve the problem. But if we use drones to deliver packages, it will help. The United States Postal Service and FedEx deliver over 6.5 billion packages a year. They use trucks to carry those packages, and that's a lot of trucks on the road.
It sure is. But if drones deliver packages, there will be hundreds or even thousands of drones in the air at one time. Won't there be a lot of accidents?
No, there won't. Drones have technology called sense and avoid. They know when something is in the air around them, like trees, buildings, and other drones, so they can fly safely around those things.
Okay, but
And drones usually use batteries, so they cause almost no pollution compared to delivery trucks.
drones are more useful than I thought. But what about the noise? Drones make that awful bzzz sound.
But they're a lot quieter than trucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and see what was the main idea of this podcast. Main idea. In general, what is it talking about?
It's talking about how drones can reduce traffic problem.
Okay, so yes, how they can help with traffic problems. All right, this was Pablo, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and play the audio one more time. However, this time we're gonna take a look on the specific information. So we're gonna take a look on how drones are gonna help with traffic, pollution, and noise. So 3 things that drones will be helping with, okay? So how are drones going to fix traffic, pollution, and noise? All right, I will play it one more time and now take a look on those details.
Lesson 6.4, page 60. Exercises 1B and 1C.
Traffic. It can cause a lot of problems, like traffic jams, noise, and pollution. Today on Talking Tech, we're discussing an interesting solution to the traffic problem: drones for delivering packages. And who better to discuss the topic than Elsa Fisher? She works for Giro Home, a startup company that plans to deliver packages by drones in the future. Welcome, Elsa.
Thanks, Doug.
So tell us, how are drones going to solve the traffic problem?
Well, they aren't going to solve the problem. But if we use drones to deliver packages, it will help. The United States Postal Service and FedEx deliver over 6.5 billion packages a year. They use trucks to carry those packages, and that's a lot of trucks on the road.
It sure is. But if drones deliver packages, there will be hundreds or even thousands of drones in the air at one time. Won't there be a lot of accidents?
No, there won't. Drones have technology called sense and avoid. They know when something is in the air around them, like trees, buildings, and other drones, so they can fly safely around those things.
Okay, but
And drones usually use batteries, so they cause almost no pollution compared to delivery trucks.
drones are more useful than I thought. But what about the noise? Drones make that awful bzzz sound.
But they're a lot quieter than trucks.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and um, answer this part. So first thing, traffic. How are drones going to fix the traffic? Ismael.
The use of drones can avoid the use of trucks for deliver package.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it reduce the use of trucks to deliver the packages, right? Excellent. Okay. Now, what about the pollution? How are drones going to be helping out with pollution? Jonathan.
They work with batteries, sorry.
Okay, so they work with batteries, so there's no need to have pollution on the streets, right? Yes. Maybe we would have to analyze what type of pollution will batteries make if you are going to recycle them or what's going to happen to those batteries. But at least for this podcast, that's what they mentioned. Lastly, noise. What about the noise? What about the noise? So how is the noise? What about the noise? What did they mention about the noise? Pablo?
The drones produce less noise than the trucks.
Can you repeat it one more time, please?
Okay, miss. The drones produce less noise than the trucks.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they will be producing, they're not as loud as trucks, right? So they are quieter. Thank you so much, Pablo. Okay, guys. Well, my intention was to do some comprehension questions, but due to the time, I think we will not be able to. But later I will see if I can have this space for another time. But let's go ahead and move on. Here, I don't want to get too deep into these. It is just something very common whenever we are talking about fluent speech. So whenever we're talking too fast, and even it happens in Spanish, we are used to, I'm sorry, to kind of omit some sounds, right? So this is a case like whenever you're reading a sentence very fast, or you're just simply talking and talking. For example, traffic, it can cause a lot of problems, right? A lot of, instead a lot of. they omit kind of the off, right? Not omitting, but they're not fully pronounced. We have many cases on this on the language, but also it happens in Spanish, right? So even with the same word, sometimes we omit or say some words not so strong. So it is something that we have to be very conscious about, that it doesn't mean that you have to kind of fully pronounce every single word, because then you will sound more like a robot, right? You won't say like traffic, it can cause a lot of problems, right? You will even be slower and you wouldn't be as fluent as you should. So in these first cases, like a lot of problems or two can be some way weaker. Not saying that they don't pronounce it, but it can possibly happen. So off, to, then, sometimes those small words kind of reflect that they are not so strong. So we could say that the words then, off, or to are just simply reduced in fluid speech, okay? I'm not gonna go too into deep, but I did want to mention of what this part was about. Okay? Any questions, guys, so far? Thumbs up if everything is fine, or if everything is clear. Okay. Ismael? Oh,
I confused the thumb up with the palm.
okay. No, don't worry. I was just wondering if you had like a question or something. But yeah, excellent. All right, so um we're gonna skip also this part. From here in this part of the writing, I do want to mention that whenever we are going to make like a strong point or introduce a topic, it is also valid to ask a question, right? When we ask a question on giving our own opinions or our own point of view, it's like putting the person who's reading it into your shoes, right? Making that person feel like if they've been in that situation also, and maybe the reader will kind of relate in a way to your comment, to your opinion, to your point of view in this case. So questions can make the readers to feel like you are directly speaking to them, right? And that it's kind of making you or engaging you to your comment or to your idea. Now, here we have two sentences. One says, have you ever heard a drone? They are really loud. So um, maybe you have some experience about hearing a drone, and maybe you can agree with that person, or maybe you have not, but you can imagine how would it be. Or we can just simply, drones are really loud, but that doesn't entirely give the perception of what you are trying to persuade, right? So sometimes when we want to make like strong points or introduce something, we can ask questions in our opinions or in our point of views, okay? Also, in informal writing, we often give opinions without supporting idea with facts. Um, Informal opinions or informal writing in point of view, it is not necessary for you to state like an article or say, this person who wrote this, and that back in 2000 whatever uh, said this, and then you have to state everything as the same way as they did. But in informal writing, it's all about your own point of view. Nothing else matters, nothing else. If you want to add someone else's idea, obviously you have to give credit, because if not, that will be considered plagiarism. So you need to start kind of, if you are going to copy the idea of someone else, you have to give that credit to that person, okay? Because if not, you will have problems. And plagiarism, it's even a law problem. You can even be sued because of not giving credit to the person who wrote or had that idea. So for now, we're just gonna keep with informal points of view, okay? Informal personal ideas. So what I want you to do is, instead of giving opinions about that topic, we're gonna focus on what's happening right now. This conflict or war between Ukraine and Russia, okay? So I know that you've seen the news, maybe on Facebook, maybe you are familiar with the topic, maybe you are very, very well informed about the topic. Whatever the case is, I want for you to write a comment with your own point of view about this current war or conflict situation between Russia and Ukraine. Don't forget to maybe add questions in order to make stronger points if you want, or just whatever opinion you have in regards this current conflict that's going on. So why don't you go ahead and work on that? I will give you 10 minutes for this. If you need more time, I will give it to you. So 10 minutes, and then share it on the chat, okay? So 10 minutes and then share it on the chat. And with that, we will conclude today's topics. So in the meantime, I'm gonna be registering assistants. So let's go ahead and see Yvette. Do we have Yvette? Aaron?
Present.
Thank you. Paola?
Present.
Thank you. Daniela?
Present.
Thank you. Samuel?
Present.
Perfect. Jonathan?
Present.
All right. David Montañez, I'm sorry. Okay, so here, right? Okay. And then Ivan Muruato. In Armando. Sorry.
Present.
Thank you. Octavio. Okay, Jasmine. And David Navarrete. Claudia.
Here.
Thank you. Anelis.
Present.
Thank you. Pablo.
Present.
Thank you. Alan.
Here, teacher.
Perfect. Wendy.
Present.
Thank you. Omar. Ismael.
Present, teacher.
And Fernando.
Here, teacher.
Thank you. So going back, do we have Yvette, Jasmine, David Navarrete, and Omar? All right, so let me register the assistants and continue with your own point of view of this situation, guys. I will give you 10 minutes, as I mentioned, maybe at 2:42. We will see if the majority of us have shared it, and then we're just gonna close the class. Okay? So go ahead and work on it. I will be here. True that, Daniela. I think innocent people are dying because of this absurd conflict between, not even between presidents, because I know that Ukraine, the president from Ukraine, didn't want to even start a war. This was all from Russia, maybe in between Russia and United States even. And yeah, well, hopefully that this ends soon, because this is not a win-win situation. Even if Russia would have won, I mean, it always costs a lot, and it costs human lives. So I don't think that will be a win-in. So thank you so much, Daniela. And then I know, right, Jonathan? I don't know why does that actually exist. And this is unfortunately our fault, right? We as humans were the ones that had this brightest idea that wars were something good for the countries, which is not. What was the problem? The only problem is that we have so many problems. Yeah, I really said the people to kill another. Yes, so many problems. Third one. Oh, hopefully no, not a third world war. I always see like World War One and World War Two, like they're so far away from my times. They were not like part of me this current moment of our lives. But we never know. Everything starts by a small conflict, and then things start to get more bigger and bigger. So hopefully that's not the case with this. Hopefully that the president from Russia just stays away from it. But yeah, we hope things get better. Yes, it's totally unnecessary. That's so true, Ismael. Yes, we hope that the organization kind of work this out and in a way that it favors Ukraine, because I think the most affected country it's Ukraine more than Russia. Thank you so much, Ismail. All right, the war is nonsense that makes suffering of the people who lives in Ukraine. Also, Russian people pays a lot in the same. Well, yeah, Ukraine it's losing their places, but also citizens from Russia are also very worried about, and more because most likely those people have families in Ukraine, and they are like countries that are next to each other. So obviously there's a bond there. There's a connection between those two. So true that, Pablo. Okay. Then this February when Russia invaded Ukraine, a lot of us. Yes. Yes, after reading the history, that's what I think also. And I'm pretty afraid that sometimes like we read the like those wars that already happened, and you read like very small things, like it started with this conflict, but then these countries step in, and then this other country did also. So then when the countries are starting to get like allies from Ukraine or from Russia, then a totally different case will be, right? Hopefully it's not that way, and we pray that this will end soon. So that's so true. It's so weird to be in this situation. Is to blame for being invaded because wanted to join the NATO, but because it really happened, Cuba was going to let Russia did almost the same thing. Yeah, they were talking also about the Cuba situation. Yes, and we need to respect it. Thank you so much. Good job. Thank you, Samuel. And I'm just gonna read the last one so we can just wrap up our class. In my opinion, Russian is doing wrong to attack Ukraine because this is something unnecessary. Yes, innocent people I mean, imagine that you have your house, you have worked a whole life, and then you have just to leave your own house, your own place because of a war or a conflict, and then you lose everything. Everything gets lost, and yeah, it's so sad how people, families are being affected by that. Thank you so much for that, the class, but great comments, guys. I will go ahead and just finish this class today, asking you, what did you learn today? Or things that we discussed today in class. Jonathan.
Well, we learned how to express in concert, expressing relief, and how to focus in the adverbs of manner. So if it is a vowel or if isn't a vowel.
Okay. Okay, so the ending, right? Maybe more on sounds. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Excellent. Ismael.
I learned about the use of thou for give a contrasting idea.
Though, right? Sometimes, and I personally myself, um, I got to learn it later on, and it is something that it can actually be used very, very commonly, right? We can hear people using, oh, and I was this, but then I this though, or things like that. Okay. Anything else? Anything else that you guys remember or want to remember for next Monday? All right, even giving our own opinions, right? We were mentioning that we can make questions in order to give a stronger point on our opinions. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, I'm about to create Cambridge Unit 6. So be attentive and work on it for this weekend. It's going to be due on Sunday, okay? Don't forget about it. So thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Miss. You too.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a great day.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, too. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jonathan.